It's time for all of us, including myself, to admit this about Becky Lynch, and in this video I'm going to tell you what that admission is. If you look at the way that Becky Lynch and her career has gone over the last decade, it's mind-boggling. And I'll tell you why it's mind-boggling in a minute. But just keep in mind that Becky Lynch, despite the fact whether you like her or you don't like her, she truly is one of WWE's biggest stars. I recently stated that I believe that Liv Morgan and Becky Lynch is the second biggest storyline in WWE going on right now, ahead of their championship match. When Becky Lynch puts the Women's World Championship on the line against Morgan, who's doing the best work of her career right now as a heel, as part of her revenge tour, freshly off of injuring Rhea Ripley at the King and Queen of the Ring PLE in Saudi Arabia on May 25th. Bloodline storyline, of course, is bigger. But when we look at Becky Lynch, what's mind-boggling is the way her career has gone, right? If you look at her career on the independent scene, there was a point where she had to stop wrestling due to concussion issues, okay? She was a freaking flight attendant. Then she gets back into wrestling, and she starts to make a name for herself. So she signs with WWE. And do y'all remember that horrific gimmick that she had in NXT at the beginning, right? She was like this Irish-esque gimmick-based, dancing all over, it wearing green and gold. It was horrific, right? I'm surprised that Lucky Charms didn't sponsor her. But then she started making a name for herself with her matches. It's like, this gimmick is god-awful, but she can work. Her, Charlotte Flair, Mercedes Moné, a.k.a. Sasha Banks, Bayley, the four horsewomen of WWE, what did they do? They formed together, and they came together with the likes of Saraya and Emma and Natalya and AJ Lee, and they started making women's wrestling freaking mean something. So she has her cup of coffee in NXT. She's called up to the main roster, right? She just flounders for a while. She didn't find her groove. The fans, they love her, but they couldn't invest in her because Vince McMahon didn't see anything in her as a big-time star until, let's be real, about 2016 to 2017. Carmella recently revealed on the Nikki and Brie show, or whatever the heck, that SiriusXM show that they have, when they talked to Carmella revealed that, in fact, it was Becky Lynch who was supposed to win the women's championship on that episode of SmackDown, where they had that Money in the Bank briefcase match, where in 2017, but it was Carmella that won it, right? It's like, Jesus. So if you look at that, that's mind-boggling. So what is it that we have to admit about Becky Lynch now? Well, I'll tell you. Becky Lynch has started out as a nobody. She then went to being a star. Then, let's say, 2019, she became a superstar. And in 2024, she officially became a megastar. She became an attraction. When her name is on the marquee, she sells tickets. When she appears on television, she moves viewers. She sells merchandise month in and month out. She's one of the top earners that the company has. She has started to transition into being a full-time top star into a megastar. You throw her in the likes with a Cody Rhodes, a Roman Reigns, a John Cena, a Steve Austin, a Rock, a Triple H, an Undertaker, Ric Flair. You go down the list. There's a difference between being a superstar and a megastar. When your name is advertised, you've moved tickets in droves. And that is what Becky Lynch has been able to do. She has officially set herself apart from, let's be real, any other woman in wrestling right now. I understand that WWE, they want to make Charlotte Flair into that. They think that she is that, and she is not. And yeah, she's on the sidelines. I get that. But like, even before then, she wasn't. Becky Lynch is doing this. The data is in. The data has backed this up. The data is telling us this. So we are about to witness something very, very interesting. We've already witnessed it once, and we're about to get to see it again. Think about this, y'all. When Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch, when they first started feuding, it wasn't clicking. But as Mania got to going and they started to really get time television-wise and doing promos, that storyline took off. That was one of the most highly anticipated matches on the WrestleMania 40 card. They freaking opened the show to see it. And they had a banger of a match. Becky Lynch had strep throat. She had a freaking fever of like 104. It was insane. And they put on one of the best matches of the entire weekend. Coming out of that show, they legitimately turned Rhea Ripley in the eyes of fans. She was one of the biggest baby faces. One of the most over baby faces that WWE had. And then she got injured. All that momentum. And that's why fans were so upset, because Rhea Ripley didn't lose the championship. She vacated it due to injury. And now we are just days away from Becky Lynch defending the Women's World Championship against Liv Morgan. It's going to be Liv's time. Going to win the Women's World Championship. And at a time where she's doing the best promo work of her career. Some of the best character work in which we've seen over the last 2 years by anyone, except for Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. You build all that momentum up. You have the fact that the company is behind Liv Morgan. And now you're going to have Becky Lynch, one of your biggest stars, an elite performer, an elite talent, put over Liv Morgan, give her the championship in a notable match at a notable show. I don't know how much more Liv Morgan could ask for. Because to me, that's a major deal. That's something that changes someone's career. And it's ironic that Liv Morgan has entered this new phase of her career at the same dang time that Liv Morgan has. And we're going to get these two athletes, these two performers, to finally clash with the women's world title on the line. We're going to get that singles match. Yeah, they shared the ring in that Battle Royale a few weeks ago on Monday Night Raw, but we are finally going to get the match, the one-on-one encounter. And that is exciting. That is what I am looking for, and that is something that you should also look forward to.